time, YouTube family? It's your boy, The White. Welcome back to the channel, Silverback Sillage. Hope all is well with everybody. First off, do me a huge favor. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I post new content. I definitely want to thank all my Silverback family that's been tapping in on the affiliate links. I greatly appreciate it because like I stated before, it's definitely going to help the channel grow. I had a wonderful time at Scent Explorer, as you guys got a chance to see on that short. And it's an event that I will say that if you're a fragrance lover, you should at least experience that event at least one time. But that's on another note. Today, I'm going to go over 10 fragrances that I look to get my hands on in 2026. Keep it locked. Let's get down to business. First on my list of ones I want to get my hands on for 2026 and add to the collection is YSL Tuxedo. This fragrance here I have gotten my nose on a few times. It is a patchouli vanilla scent, but other accords is amber, ozonic, fresh spicy, warm spicy, balsamic, woody, rose, and aquatic. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time really at all hardly talking about notes. Just go over a few of the accords so y'all can kind of get a feel for the fragrances that I'm talking about here. This one here, it tends to be extremely hard to find. I just got back from New York. I even went to Bergdorf Goodman trying to find this fragrance in person. And I just came to the conclusion that I'm going to have to buy it online, bottom line. Because every time I go to Bergdorf Goodman, which seems to be the only place in New York that carries, or New Jersey, for example, to carry this fragrance, they're always out of stock. So I'm like, at this point, just next time I see it online and it's at a price that I agree to, go ahead and buy it. But that's one on the list for 2026. Next one, I'm going to the House of Memo Paris. Got a chance to have some good conversations with a lot of their representatives, and I actually got a chance to meet their owner of their company. And one fragrance that stuck out to me was called Abu Dhabi by Memo Paris. And the accords for that one is a sweet, fruity, warm, spicy, amber, aromatic, metallic, earthy, woody, and leather. But a couple notes that I picked up on right away that was in this fragrance was there was a unique plum note in this one here. It does have some spiciness and some amber nuances, but the probably most unique fragrance note that I picked up was dates. Because dates kind of has a very, very sweet and gourmandy hint to it type of scent profile. And I don't actually own anything besides like one clone that has dates in it. So it's very, very intriguing. So I look forward to adding this one to my collection because when I smelled it, it was extremely different than anything that I ever owned before. Next one, we're going to the House of Room 1015. And that's Wave Child. Now this one here, accords for it is ozonic, aquatic, citrus, amber, coconut, sweet, fruity, animalic, and lactonic. Now me, I didn't get any animalic vibes from this one when I got my nose on it while I was out of town. But this one is got a creaminess to it. I didn't quite associate it with coconut, but I kind of makes sense that it says that. But the most unique thing about this particular fragrance right here, to me, it smells like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. Perfect for warm weather. And it's extremely different than anything that I own. And it's one that I could definitely see being mass appealing. But I will say from the reviews that I've already looked at on YouTube and other people have found out about this one here, it stays in and out of stock since I've been kind of shopping for it. But it's one I look to add to my collection. Next one, we're going to the House of Bond number 9. With Bond number 9, Bond number 1 is what it's called. And those accords are vanilla, musky, sweet, woody, yellow florals, powdery, citrus, amber, white florals, and balsamic. This one here, when I got my nose on this one, I was actually in Hawaii. And it had somewhat of a banana nuance to it, which was something that was extremely different. And I'm assuming that kind of came from the balance between some bergamot and some ylang-ylang. It has its signature muskiness that all Bond number 9s have. The bottle and everything is really, really nice. So the bottle presentation and the scent profile was awesome. Next one, going to the House of Boadicea the Victorious, and that's Valiant. Now this one here is supposed to be the highest level of the iris scent profile, I believe. I can't think of the house right now that says that's kind of like a sister company to Bodicea. Electimus, I think it is. They're supposed to have a fragrance that also resembles this one here, but I've smelled them both, and I still think Valiant still is superior, even though that one may be considered to be about 85% similar. I can't think quite of the name of the fragrance right now, but Valiant's one I definitely want to add to my collection. The main accords for it is citrus, white floral, woody, sweet, vanilla, yellow floral, extra florals, powdery, amber, and iris. The bottle presentation is second to none, and it's a scent profile that commands attention, especially when you're dressed nice and you're going somewhere important. Another one, next one, is from Saloon Fragrances again, same house that made Blue Mai Tai. And I got my nose on this one at Scent Explorer, and it's called Strawberry Pool. Main accords are fruity, sweet, aquatic, fresh, and woody. And what I got from this one here is a very, very strong strawberry note, hence the name. But it also has an extremely salty, aquatic vibe, almost like an ocean resemblance. But it's another one within that house that I found very intriguing, extremely different from anything I've ever smelled or owned, and one I look to add to the collection. Next one that I've looked to probably get my hands on pretty doggone soon, but definitely before it gets hot, because it's freezing right now in Kansas City. And that's to the House of Rosia Dove with Isola Blue. Main accords for this one is citrus, aromatic, woody, fresh spicy, green, fresh, amber, fruity, sweet, and white florals. But what you actually get with this one here is some spiciness. It's extremely green, but it also has a citrus tinge to it. And well off into the dry down is when some of those florals begin to continue to hang out. But it's a masculine scented fragrance scent profile that may lean that way, but it can be unisex, so it ain't like the ladies can't wear it. Of course, Rosia has a whole slew of notes, but the lime that's in this one, mixing in with that bergamot and lemon, reigns supreme, and it's got to be a hot weather staple. Next one, we're sticking with the house of Rosia Parfums, and this is Lost in Paris. The main accords for this one is sweet, musky, woody, warm spicy, citrus, vanilla, powdery, cinnamon, soft spicy, and caramel. But what I got when I got my nose on this one here is like a gourmand lover's dream. But it doesn't go so far gourmandy to the point to where it just smells like something that you need to be eating or actually partaking of as far as food is concerned. But it has, what I remember, it had a little bit of a citrus tinge in the background, but the caramel was like a very smooth caramel, almost candy apple-ish, if you will. And it provided a gourmand touch that is to be taken serious, all the way up to the amazing bottle presentation that you see on the screen. Next one. Now this one was one that I smelled when I went to Scent Bar while I was in New York, and it's to the house of Narcotica, called Narco Oasis. Main accords for this one is fruity, sweet, vanilla, tropical, fresh, citrus, and powdery. Now this one here is a warm weather darling, like vacation-y, with the tropical vibes that's in this fragrance here. You do get some fruity notes in there that's kind of like a mixture. I can't really put my nose, or actually put my mind on what they were when I smelled it, because that was my first time. But it's one that I definitely was so impressed by that I would love to add it to my collection. And one thing about Narcotica's fragrances, I don't see them on discounters nowhere. They $280 a bottle, point blank period. So I wish I could find me one for a little bit less than that, but it's one that the scent profile was worth the retail cost. And last but not least, we're going back to Bodicea the Victorious with Aqua Sapphire. The main accords for this one is woody, musky, earthy, fruity, sweet, mossy, powdery, warm spicy, green with some rum. Now this one here kind of reminds me of some sort of a cocktail when I got my nose on it. I don't know if it's like a rum runner or a margarita in a bottle, so to speak. But it's not such a playful scent profile to where you can't wear it with a suit. on down to dressing it down to a polo shirt, going to a family get together or a barbecue or anything like that. It's a very, very versatile scent profile that has some staying power from what I remember. And of course, is still wrapped in those Bordesilla Victoria's bottle presentations that's second to none. But it's last but not least on today's list, one that I definitely want to get my hands on in 2026. Now, if you guys have a list of fragrances that you guys are looking forward to getting your nose on, or you think I should get my nose on via sample, leave a comment in the comments and let me know. But this is my 10, and I got plenty more. Peace.